Hi, today I wanted to cover off a quick simple video on how to get files to and from the NAS. It's been cropping up a few times in sort of pre-sales questions lately, so I thought I'd do a video just so that we can explain the many different ways to get files from your computer to the NAS. So I'll do this for both Mac and Windows. Obviously, if you're using Linux, there are different ways to do it. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but a couple of the methods that I show here will probably work just the same as well. So the first one I'm going to show you is the fairly universal way of getting files on your NAS from your computer, and that's using our built-in File Station app. So it's pre-installed on every NAS that we sell. It doesn't matter the operating system. Here I'm just running QTS on a TS462. I think it's the 5.1 beta. But this one, it really doesn't matter which NAS you're using. Even over the past couple of years, it largely looks the same. So if we open up File Station here, we can see everything on the NAS, all the shares. So we can see here I've got my data volume 1 and I'm in the public share. Haven't created any others. Yours will look probably quite different to this. So at any point you can click the upload button and then choose upload a file or upload a folder. So if we say chose file, we get a set of choices here of things that we may want to upload. So in here we can go and pick anything that we want to upload. So let's say I pick this image file that I've got here. So with this I can go here, click open. Gives you a choice of what you want to do if there's a conflict. I'm just going to click OK on the default. And there we go. We've got the Microsoft Teams image that I've just uploaded. That's been uploaded there. So that's really the universal way. So that would work no matter what platform. We even have a mobile app that would do that called QFile on iOS and Android that pretty much works exactly the same way. So through our web interface is one way to do files and folders. So another way to do it, if I just sort of minimize this out the way, is if you've got a Mac and you're on Finder, you can come into your area here where you can look for different downloads options. So we can go file, perhaps we want a new Finder window. So here on this Finder window here, we've got some different options that you can go through here. So with all these different options, we can go down to the network option on the left. So in the network, it will show me all the network items that I have. So I'm going to send it to the TS462. So I'm going to double click on that one. Saying connection failed, don't worry about that. Just means you've not authenticated. So here, click the connect as option. Click connect. And now it wants the name to log in. So I know that the username on my NAS is just Craig. And the password is the one I set earlier. Click connect. Now the error's gone and it says connected as Craig. So now I see that same public share that we saw earlier. So here, I'm going to go inside the public share, double click on that. So here I see the Microsoft Teams image that I copied up through File Station. If I just move these two windows aside from each other. So here I've got a Windows 11 ISO file. Oh, let me send the Ubuntu one. So I'm going to send up the Ubuntu one because I'm going to do a Windows demo and it's got the Windows 11 ISO. I don't want to have the same file. But here, this 3.83 gig Ubuntu file. So I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to drop it. So it's going to copy that file up from my machine here and copy it up into the NAS. So we can sort of see a progress wheel spinning around there. So that's going to get that 3.83 gig Ubuntu ISO file copied up there. So it's really just as simple as moving files around from your local machine as well. There's the copy time that's going. But this is just getting a simple drag and drop from one area of your Mac up to a share on the NAS. So it's really that simple, nothing difficult about that, very easy. So that's done. So we've now got that file up there. So now what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to do it on Windows as well. So if I open up Firefox here, I've got a virtual Windows environment here that I can open up. So here is my virtual Windows environment. I've got a Windows 11 ISO on the desktop. I think it's about 5 gigs if I remember rightly. Yep, that's 5 gigs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Explorer window here. So it's sort of my home of my Windows virtual machine here. Again, same as on a Mac, I'm going to click on the network option. It's going to scan the network and look for different network devices. It's the TS462 I'm interested in, so I'll double click on that. There's my public share. I'll open that up. Now on this one, it didn't ask me to authenticate simply because my username and password for this Windows VM is the same username and password as what the NAS has. So it's just logged in automatically. So I haven't had to do an authentication. But if you did need a password, Windows would have prompted a password there and asked you to log in. And that would be the NAS username and password, not your Windows one. So here I see the Microsoft Teams image I did through FileStation. I see the Ubuntu image I copied up from a Mac. And again, here I've got the Windows 11. Now you can right click and copy the file if you want to. So you've got the copy button up here. And then you can just paste it down here if you want to. Or you can again just simply drag and drop. And then it's going to copy that file across from this Windows virtual machine up into the NAS. So it's really that simple. It's very easy to get data from one to the other. There are other methods as well. So for example, if your NAS is remote, you could use a protocol called WebDAV. We do have that available as a video on how to do WebDAV on the channel already, if you wanted to search for that. I'm not going to cover it in this video. There's also lots of different methods for syncing data between your computer and the NAS, such as our QSync tool that's a bit like Dropbox, but your NAS is the sort of end server rather than a cloud location. But there are many ways to get it there. But in pure and simple terms, it's really just drag and drop, copy and paste, however you want to do it, getting data from your local machine up into the NAS. And obviously everything I've showed you here works exactly the other way around. So if you wanted to pull a file down, you could just grab a file. So here I've got the Windows ISO. Maybe I want that Ubuntu ISO into this Windows virtual machine as well. So I can just drag and drop it. So it doesn't matter which way around the data is going. It's going to get the data from the NAS back to my computer or vice versa with simple drag and drops. So hopefully that was helpful to some people that were a bit worried about copying data around. A lot of customers I've seen are just using FileStation, which is fine, but there are other methods a bit more integrated that you might find are a bit more useful to get data around, just like using the native things like Finder or Explorer built directly into your operating system. So that's getting data copied between your NAS and your local machine, whether it's Windows, whether it's Mac, or the universal method using FileStation. If anyone has any questions, let me know, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible in the comments section down below. All right, thanks a lot for watching.